All right, welcome to another Tuesday morning talk. I'm still coming to you from Cabo, San Lucas, and today I want to talk about something that's very important to anybody that's getting started. You know, the mindset you need when you have the absence of your nuclear support system. Now, this happened to me when I started my businesses, and I mean, it wasn't like people just didn't care like the type of businesses that I was doing. You know, my community, they just couldn't support it at the time, you know, so it drove me to have to develop some other skill sets. So the mindset that I had to adopt is that I was going to be alone, right? And I'm going to tell you, this probably prolonged my journey by at least 5 years because I wanted to take people along with me. I wanted to go with a group, and the group was just not willing to move. They wasn't willing to budge. I wanted to do business with drug dealers that I grew up with, you know, and they weren't willing to do business. They didn't want to do business, right? And I mean, I'm related to these people. So I waited and I waited and I waited, and none of them wanted to do anything, right? And then when I went on my own, I was alone, right? Because I was detached from the group of people that I had been with for the last 12, 15 years. And then I was with a new group of people that didn't know me and I didn't know their ways. So it took me about a year to catch on to everything that was going on in San Francisco. And I was just in purgatory for a year, right? And even coming from a background where people were getting shot, you know, going to jail, all type of gangster shit going on, this was a scary proposition for me. I mean, it literally was scary for me to tear myself away from everything that I knew, right? To go into an area of everything that I didn't know. So it became apparent to me that I was going to be on my own on this journey. And one thing is I wanted to keep true to the people that I come up with, you know, but at some point it was going to be to my detriment, you know, that I probably would not be able to accomplish my tasks if I spent too much time with them, right? So me sitting there trying to get people to come in, and I'm gonna tell you, I tried to get people to come along with me, and you know, I come back and they were dead, like dead, smoke coming out their car, dead as a doorknob, right? Just talk to them, tell them I'm not coming back to the hood, this, that, and the other. And I mean, this is how it played out, right? So with that being said, you know, when I decided that I was gonna go, and I knew that the people that I came up with wasn't gonna be able to get me to where I was trying to get to, and I was gonna have to make some exchanges of relationships, that was a bitter pill for me to swallow, right? But then on the flip side of that, I thought, how many people could I turn on once I was settled, once I was in charge, you know? And I've been able to do some of this stuff, right? And I kept true to all these things. I mean, even some of the people I put on, man, I mean, I could have put myself in harm's way dealing with them, but it's what I wanted to do. So ultimately, I sacrificed up front to get what I needed to get my hands on the handlebars so I could be in control, so I could call shots. So that was a price that needed to be paid. It wasn't easy. It was difficult. A lot of that stuff was difficult to navigate because there was some emotions involved. And I meant to tell you that the part about being scared, I was fucking frightened. I was frightened of the unknown. And again, I was just frightened to be alone, even with millions of people around me. I was in San Francisco with millions of people every day, and I was alone. Millions of people, and I was alone. Like, I was like fucking insignificant. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. That's how far. And I had been educated somewhat, and still, I was alone. So in closing, all these things were very important and necessary to take place for me to get down the road, to make me a functioning member of society, to make me an individual that has some choice, that can actually make a few phone calls and make some things happen for individuals. These are choices that I made, and I stand firm on those. Any relationships that I had to end to get down the road, so be it. I'm fine with that. I have no regrets. Even if it was painful for me, it had to happen. For those of you out there who are gonna go through the same situation, just understand. Don't let it take you 5, 6 years to figure out what you need to do for yourself. Everybody's not cut for this journey. Everybody's not cut for this path, right? At the end of the day, if you establish yourself in a way where you could go back and lend a hand to somebody, that's what's happening, right? All the people just talking, they want you to just sit there with them, do the same shit that they doing. I'll beat your ass, straight up. And I hate to keep saying this, but you who I'm talking to, right? I'll fuck you up, man. Like, because that part hasn't changed, right? Because I just know it's crabs in a barrel. People like to pull one another back instead of succeeding. I'm not with that, man. So whatever you think about this, I'm processing with my brain, not my cock. I'm processing with my brain, and I'm trying to figure out what's going to be best for all of us, not just me. I'm not a selfish dude, So some of these things had to happen, and I wanted to have some type of different impact on my community than what I was doing prior, right? This is a big deal for me, right? So, and I know I'm not the only one that's going to be dealing with this. It's very sensitive stuff, right? Pulling yourself out of that situation. Hard stuff, man, So, and I still go around, I go around, I don't have, as you see, I'm everywhere. I'm all over the globe. I don't ever got to go back to 72nd East Oakland. I don't never got to go over there, ever. The only thing bringing me back over is my relatives and friends, people I'm connected to, and I religiously go and see these people, because I want to pull as many of them as possible out of that situation, and it ain't nothing but a mindset change. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else, but just the mindset that you need to be successful. Until next week, I'll talk to you later.